So let's see here. We have an ugly ass looking portrait of someone's NFT, and you more than likely have seen a lot of these dumb reusable photos scattered about on the internet. These monstrosities are labeled as NFTs, or I guess NFT art, if you could even call it that. And what these things are called is non-fungible tokens, kind of like Bitcoin, but not really. They are a unique and non-interchangeable unit of data stored on a blockchain, a form of digital ledger. NFTs can be associated with reproducible digital files such as photos, videos, and audio, and they use this ledger to provide a public certificate of authenticity or proof of ownership, but do not restrict the sharing or copying of the underlying digital files. The lack of fungibility distinguishes NFTs from blockchain cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. NFTs have drawn criticism with respect to the energy cost and carbon footprint associated with validating blockchain transactions, as well as their frequent use of art scams, which, as you can see, is obviously that. I mean, for crying out loud, who would want to buy this thing for $300,000, let alone $3,000? Some are even sold more than what I would make by the time I retire from working. This can also lead to some further criticisms, challenging the usefulness of establishing proof of ownership in an often extra-legal, unregulated market. In English, these are a scam, and you obviously shouldn't buy into it. I mean, hell, you're better off screenshotting it, and who's gonna come knocking at your door over a horrific looking portrait? With that being said, today I wanted to make a quick video on summarizing what NFTs are, and basically what they translate into in terms of how they are sold and traded. Sounds like a boring topic, I know, but hey, you may learn a thing or two. Plus, it's not like I'm talking your ears off for 2 hours like I do in some of my other videos, right? Well, anyways, before we begin, I would like to say Happy New Year's to all of those that have been going through a rough time during this pandemic. And man, let me tell ya, we as people have been through so much over these last few years. And during this time, we've had our asses handed to us, dealing with COVID, the loss of several friends, families, celebrities, people that we loved and grew up with, as well as God knows what. However, we as human beings are capable of thriving through all of these disastrous moments within our existence, and we can make something good for ourselves. As cliche as it may sound, but the saying, "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger," can be used in this context. And not to divert the conversation about me or anything, but I did want to state my thanks and gratitude for all of you who has followed and befriended me over the year of this channel existing. Thanks to you, we are progressively creating a community that we can relate to, as well as enjoy. And just so you know, if you have something very dark going on in your life, or something that's making you feel down, maybe something, or someone you lost, you have methods to help you, and seek out those means as to how you can solve it. Anyways, I know I may sound like I'm trying to tell you a whole essay about life advice, but I just wanted to make this brief and state that you guys are incredible for the things that you do, and never give up, even if the going gets rough. And you will be so much prouder of yourself for it later on, believe it or not. Moving on, let us begin with this short video on how these silly NFTs work, shall we? Thank you all for stopping in. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and I hope you all enjoy this video. So to describe what an NFT is, it is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger, called a blockchain, which can be sold and traded. The NFT can be associated with a particular digital or physical asset, such as a file or a physical object, and the license to use the asset for a specified purpose. An NFT and the associated license to use, copy, or display the underlying asset can be traded and sold on digital markets. The extra-legal nature of NFT trading usually results in an informal exchange of ownership over the asset that has no legal basis for enforcement, often conferring a little more than use as a status symbol. NFTs function like cryptographic tokens, but unlike cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, NFTs are not mutually interchangeable, hence not fungible. While all Bitcoins are equal, each NFT may represent a different underlying asset and thus may have a different value. NFTs are created when blockchains string records of cryptographic hash, a set of characters identifying a set of data, or onto previous records, therefore creating a chain of identifiable data blocks. This cryptographic transaction process ensures the authentication of each digital file by providing a digital signature that is used to track NFT ownership. However, data links that point to details such as where the art is stored can be affected by link rot. And in terms of copyright, ownership of an NFT does not inherently grant copyright or intellectual property rights to whatever digital asset the token represents. While someone may sell an NFT representing their work, the buyer will not necessarily receive copyright privileges when ownership of the NFT is changed, which means that the original owner can take advantage of this and they can create more NFTs of the same work. In that sense, an NFT is merely a proof of ownership that is separate from a copyright. They definitely do not own the copyright to the underlying work unless it is explicitly transferred, and it basically means that NFT buyers do not generally acquire the copyrighted art. At a very high level, most NFTs are part of the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Dogecoin, but its blockchain also supports these NFTs, which stores extra information that makes them work differently from, let's say, an ETH coin. It is also worth noting that other blockchains can implement their own versions of NFTs. NFTs can literally become anything digital, whether it's music, gaming, or those god-awful drawings that you see online. Plus, most of these digital art NFTs don't even look all that good. And funny enough, even screenshots can be used as NFTs. And let's just say you create some sort of art for yourself that represented some of your work. But then you basically take the same body, or the same face frame, and tack on extra things to make it look slightly different, but it's still similar. Because that takes a lot of f***ing talent, right? Now what's shitty about this is that these people would sell these poorly made portraits for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hell, even millions sometimes. What's even more insane is that Twitter posts can even be NFTs and sold for money. Now, although they've been around since 2014, NFTs are gaining notoriety now because they're becoming an increasingly popular way to buy and sell digital art. A staggering $174 million has been spent on NFTs since November 2017. NFTs can also be one of a kind, or at least one of a very limited run, and have unique identifying codes. Essentially, NFTs create digital scarcity. This stands in stark contrast to most digital creations, which are almost always infinite in supply. Hypothetically, cutting off the supply should raise the value of a given asset, assuming it's in demand. But many NFTs, at least in these early days, have been digital creations that already existed in some form elsewhere, like iconic video clips from NBA games, or securitized versions of digital art that's already floating around on Instagram. For example, famous digital artist Mike Winkelmann, better known as Beeple, crafted a composite of 5,000 daily drawings to create perhaps the most famous NFT of the moment, Every Day's The First 5,000 Days, which was sold at Christie's for a record-breaking $69.3 million. Anybody can view the individual images, or even the entire collage of images online for free. So why are people willing to spend millions of dollars on something they could just easily screenshot or download? And well, it's because an NFT allows the buyer to own the original item. And not only that, but it contains a built-in authentication, which serves as proof of ownership. Collectors value those digital bragging rights almost more than the item itself. You could say it's an ego thing, I guess. I would also get into more details on cryptocurrency and all that junk, but that would take up so much of the f***ing video. But let's just say that that also plays a part in the market for some NFTs. For those of you that know how Bitcoin and all that stuff works. Moving on, we have this image that's been shown about a lot recently, and what this ugly ass portrait is called Bored Ape. From what I saw, this image was created from Yuga Labs. They state that they have 10,000 quote-unquote unique portraits and is basically selling this image amongst several other copies of it worldwide. There is also another name that holds these portraits called the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And Christ almighty, they are some of the most overpriced and scammiest NFTs around. I mean, look at this. Who would want to buy something so simplified and literally copy-pasted with different tack-ons? Oh wait, I forgot what planet we live on. Because people actually do buy into this crap. Although, from what was known, a seller named MaxNut accidentally listed the price of a Bored Ape NFT as 0.75 Ethereum instead of 75 Ethereum, and hot damn did that sell quick. I mean, that's literally a difference between 300,000 and 3,000. Jesus Christ almighty. And so obviously during this scenario, the BAYC NFTs have exploded in popularity, following a 900% increase in BAYC sales. Even celebrities and influencers have jumped on the Bored Ape bandwagon, and they basically helped fed the trend. You got Jimmy Fallon, Post Malone, Steph Curry, Mark Cuban, even Shaquille O'Neal, Timbaland, and a lot more celebrities have basically embraced the Bored Ape craze. To think that such an accident would lead up to this point is quite astonishing. To keep it short and sweet with you guys, and I guess as a conclusion, try your best to not buy into these scams, obviously, right? Or I guess you could say the same for all scams, whether it's those phone calls you get at your house of people claiming to be the FBI, and they would probably want you to pay them money with Target gift cards. To put things blunt with you, Bored Ape NFTs are probably the saddest excuse of art I've ever seen. I mean, what sort of no-effort, half-assed type of shit is this? Even a 6-year-old that lacks artistic talent can do better. Although, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that people even buy into this. Not for the quality of it, obviously, since it lacks that, but more so for the worth of it. NFTs in general should just not be taken seriously, and I highly do not recommend buying them, even if they cost just a little bit of money. Like, for real, there's no reason for you to empty your cold hard cash on some badly drawn monkey pictures, or I guess any NFTs that look like this. But this is also kind of a perfect example as to how easy it is to create these things and actually try to sell them. I mean, this is even worse than those eBay scams you see that charge thousands of dollars for games that aren't created or sold anymore. Oh well, what can you do? Not buying them would obviously be your best option, because you can spend money on a lot better things for yourself than something that isn't even worth your visual appeal. Why hello there my dear friends and acquaintances. Thank you all for watching this video. You and I have had quite the ride this year, huh? And I suppose you could say that we have been evolving into something better each time we interact and bring something to light. I may or may not be late to this, but Happy New Year's. 2020 is going to be a new year for all of us, and I suppose you could say another fresh year has gone by. Although, not sure if you could call it fresh, because COVID and among all the other hell that's attacked this planet, but that's another story. So far, you and I have created some fun memories last year, and for the next, I am proud to say I am looking forward to making more with you, because I know that we are going to have plenty of fun with what's next to come. And, funny enough, but I didn't think that I would make it to over 1,000, let alone 2,000, in under a year. But thanks to you, yes, I'm looking at you, we made it possible. And I will continue to try and express my gratitude as the days, weeks, months, and even years go by with you at my side. And all I have to say is, from the bottom of my heart,
thank you.
Happy New Year's to you all, and I appreciate you coming by to this video. I am looking forward to making new friendships, and new things, and ideas along the way, as cheesy as it may sound. And so now, the video ends here. But I just wanted to say, it was great seeing you again, and hopefully, you and I can do more great things for ourselves for the new year of 2022. And before we end, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving a like for this video. Thank you all for stopping in. Have yourselves a good morning, a good afternoon, a good night, and I hope you all have yourselves a Happy New Year.